And welcome back to the Auckland Table Tennis Centre. Things are heating up. It is the final day here at the 2022 Pub Charity New Zealand Open Championships. And it's time for the women's singles semi-final. Kim Wang against Gina Liu. Hans Traum up here with Ray Sheath. And Ray, this is going to be an interesting game, isn't it?
That'll be great. You've got the top seed being Kim, and I think Gina is around about 3 or 4. Two different styles. You'll find that Kim is a very, very open player. She'll hit off the forehand and the backhand, whereas Gina will try and keep it tight. So, yeah, it'll be the contrasting styles. It'll be interesting to see what game Gina brings to the table.
Kim's the top seed. What do you think her expectations will be going into a match like this? You're one away from the final. Are you already starting to think about the final, or are you staying in the present? What do you think's going through her mind?
Staying in the present, but obviously looking forward to the final. She is the top seed. I think she's only lost maybe once this year, and that was to Carrie Gual down at the North Island Champs. So she is a front runner for sure.
Getting ready for the coin toss to determine.
Yep, Gina in the green and Kim in the green and Gina in the pink.
Decisions being made.
Yep, the tactics start already.
What side of the table do I want?
Yep, I'm quite adept at starting at one end, losing the toss and saying I'll swap thanks. Just to try and get in the head.
So as the athletes get ready and start to warm before the match. Great crowd in here today. It's been a fantastic week, really, but culmination here on the finals day. There's a real buzz about the place.
Yeah, it's humming actually. You can hear the noise in the background. There's almost no other matches going on now, so this is down to the serious stuff. The Open surpasses any other event, to be honest. So it's this is where the action gets real.
Best of 7 in the singles.
Yep, they're going to have to make sure that they conserve energy as well, because they've already started at 9 o'clock this morning or 8:30, and we're now coming into the 1 o'clock session, so it's sort of like 5 hours already, 4 to 5 hours, and they've been warming up, warming down, so it keeps the body active, but also when you get older, it seizes up.
And what's that like at the knockout phase? So now at the knockout phase, you're playing in a semi-final now. And you lose, you go home. You win, you're in the final. You'd like to keep something in the tank for the final, but you got to get there first.
Correct. Yep. And you can't leave anything in the tank if if you're looking to get into the final, because you've got to win the semi-final to make it up to that final stage. And that's where the glory is at the final, not the getting the bronze.
By the time you're reaching this stage of the tournament, typically the cream does rise to the top and you're playing the best players. Does that change your mindset at all?
For sure. I mean, you'll have found that during the pool play, both these ladies will have been practicing different things. I know Gina was out there with her son yesterday and today practicing serves, so it'll be interesting to see if she brings those to the table. Serves that I hadn't actually seen Gina doing before, so that'll be an expectation on my behalf watching Gina.
So, warm-ups completed.
Yep.
Let's get it on. Match is about to start. Gina Liu with the serve.
So that was just down the centre line and gave Kim enough time to just loop it, and Gina pushed it into the bottom of the net. So you can see that's exactly what I said at the start of the play. Gina's a lot more defensive than Kim, and Kim will go for her shots. So it'll be interesting to see if Gina can hang in there.
Service over now. Kim Wang with a huge topspin serve.
Absolutely. Shanked off the top of Gina's bat. Probably came through just a little bit slow.
And quickly, Kim Wang's out to a 3 lovely. 1-3. Bit of good fortune there for Gina. Catches the net.
Yep. Can't get underneath those very often.
Part of the sport, though, isn't it?
Yeah. Except when you're on the receiving end.
Aggressive play here from Kim Wang, and there's the point.
Yep. So you would have seen then Gina resorted to a push, and Kim opened up with a backhand loop.
Gina Liu serving 1-4.
That was obviously going to be Kim's point, but just push it a little bit long with that forehand drive. Gina still hasn't brought out those serves that we watched her practice yesterday.
Gina Liu fighting back.
Yeah, I think it's been more from mistakes of Kim. Gina's putting the pressure on there, and you saw Gina try to open up there and hit it wide. Just too long, that serve. It's cannon fodder for Kim.
Now Wang put that one away without any problem whatsoever, taking a 6-3 lead here in the first game, best of 7. First to win 4 games will win the match and advance to the final. Off the net and drops in for a point.
Yeah, that's 2. Hanging in there. You see that Kim's absolutely trying to get into the topspin rallies.
And drops away for another point.
Yeah, you'll notice that Gina's a real touch player. She's just trying to get it over the net so Kim can't get involved in looping it.
4-8.
That one finds the net, and it is an 8-4 lead for Kim Wang. They're in game number 1. Women's semi-final here at the 2022 New Zealand Open.
As you can see, Kim's dominating with the forehand loops and the backhand loops, just keeping that topspin so it's harder to control.
Oh, and again, the spin.
Yep, it's the strength of Kim, that's for sure. She's put many, many hours of practice into that backhand.
Game point for Kim Wang. Oh, great rally.
Yep. Gina was defensive all the way through. Kim kept attacking, and in the end looped it off to the end of the table.
So that saves a game point. Still facing 5 of them. And that's into the net, and that will be game number 1 for Kim Wang. Decisive 11-5 win in game 1 of this women's semifinal.
Yeah, absolutely, and you can see that the contrasting styles there. Gina was pretty defensive. She wasn't attacking much. When she did get to attack, she was putting it off the end, and Kim is definitely all dominant attacking play off both wings, forehand and backhand.
So mentally, when Gina's been trying to do something like that in game 1, the tactics aren't working, what kind of mental adjustments can she make in the short time between games?
Yeah, well, you only get the 1 minute towel break at the end of each set, so you don't get a lot of time to sit there and contemplate. You almost got to be thinking on your feet as you approach the table again and go, right, this is what I'm going to try this set.
Kim Wang to serve in game number 2.
See, there was a heavy side spin from the backhand from Kim. Gina was unable to control. Took that early, hit it hard down Kim's forehand. She couldn't control it, so point to Gina.
One of the stronger points of the game, really, there for Gina Liu. Very nice shot.
Yeah, it was a much more confident play. Can't afford to give away those easy points.
Liu finds the net.
Little flick there from Kim, but the second one was really not a lot of effort, and it went to the bottom of the net. Point to Gina.
So both players trading shots into the net. Kim Wang now on the serve. Big smash.
Beautiful.
Great shot.
Great shot. Used the hip there and just powered it away.
Side spin on that serve and into the net for another point for Kim Wang.
Yeah, Jeannie's an astute player. She's been around a long time. I mean, she's even represents Canterbury in the teams events just so she can play against these sort of players instead of with them.
2, 4.
Little top spin serve there from Gina.
3, 4.
It's very dominant nowadays, that sort of serve from all levels. Because it's very hard to read. You'll see the contact point here.
5, 3.
Fortunate break there for Kim Wang, catching a bit of the net. Deception on the serve. How's that evolved in the game over the years?
Huge. When I was originally playing, it was a smaller ball, and now it's a bigger ball and more exciting, and you've really got to have good serves because obviously it's only first to 11 now. Back in my day it was to 21, so you had a bit of time and you had 5 serves.
5,
Kim will be disappointed with that.
Today's game, player served twice before service over to the other player. That one, big spin there from Gina Liu, and she's showing some fight here in game number 2.
Yes, she's a tenacious player. She won't give it away, I can tell you that. I've seen her play many, many times, and you almost bet your house on her that she'll hang in there to the very final point.
Well, experience counts for a lot, but it's really down to your internal fortitude and your attitude in terms of how you battle at any age, really, isn't it?
Absolutely. Doesn't matter whether it's national championships or world championships or Olympics. It's the top 6 inches is a powerful tool. There's that serve again, coming around the side of the ball, but it's top spinning as well. Very hard to control when you're on the receiver.
Gina Liu with a 2-point lead for the first time in the match, and really she's got the momentum here in this game.
Yeah, you'll see her confidence will be rising here on the set.
Let's see if Kim Wang can fight back.
6, 7.
Yeah, powerful cross-court forehand there into Gina's backhand, which was uncontrolled.
Really pinned her into the corner, didn't she?
Yep. And now she's done the same serve back to Gina that Gina's been doing to her, and you can see that Gina didn't like handling it too well either.
So Kim Wang fights right back, and we are level at 7. First to 11 gets the game, but you must win by 2.
7, 8.
You'll see in the background of the shot Richard Lee, who's the older gentleman there in the black and white jacket. So he was 16 when he won the first New Zealand Open men's title. So one of New Zealand's greats.
9, 7.
Unfortunately, Gina tried that serve again, served it off the end. Easy point to Kim, and she swung that 2-point deficit around to a 2-point lead.
Yeah, this game has gone back and forth. 3 lead changes.
10, 7.
Didn't read that serve, pushed it straight up in the air and off the end of the table.
And just as quickly as that, Kim Wang has game point. That was long, and Gina Liu saves the game point.
Yep, by attacking. And I think that's what she's got to have to do against Kim. She's going to have to put doubt in Kim's mind and keep coming forward.
Just long.
Use the same serve. I think if you keep using the same thing, players will get used to it and they'll start actually getting it back and putting you under pressure, because then it's not the easy point to have expected.
So after holding a 7-5 lead, Gina Liu just could not maintain that lead through to the finish, and Kim Wang with an 11-8 win in game number 2, taking a 2-love lead in this women's semifinal. Kim Wang, favorite coming in. You felt like mid-game in that game, where the momentum was swinging a little bit in Gina Liu's direction, it felt like that was an important game for her to win.
Absolutely. You could see a little bit of doubt creating in Kim's mind. But then she won a few points, and the rest is history, as they wrote.
Love all.
So 2 games to love for Kim Wang. Best of 7. First of 4 games will advance to the final later today.
So that time Gina did a forehand side spin serve, but Kim looped it up. And let's see, wait for the winner.
Intense concentration from Kim Wang.
You've got to when you're receiving you see the revolutions of the ball and where's spinning and everything else that's going on in the mind.
Going to serve. Catches the net.
Notice that Gina took that on her forehand, but just slow rolled it back, which then put the pressure back onto Kim. Good tactic. Kim's smart enough not to do the same serve again. Change it up to the backhand. Backhand side spin to Gina's backhand. Put it into the net.
Gina Liu serving 1-3.
1-4.
Gina was in control of that rally. He just hit it off the table. That was the serve she's been practicing for a few days.
That was an interesting serve. I was going to say, a bit of a variation there, wasn't it?
Yep, that's the one I was looking for. Just rushed that shot. She was in control there. You can see that she's not too happy about that. She's like, could have had that. Just had to block it.
Kim Wang looking to press the advantage home. But a point to Gina Liu brings it to 6-2.
We'll see what Gina does with this serve. See if she brings out another new one that she was using.
Well, you don't want to leave any tricks in the book when you get to this stage of the tournament, do you?
No,
You've been working on something, you want to use it.
Absolutely. And they worked on it for like an hour.
Kim Wang, though, leading it 7-2.
She is the more dominant player, like I explained at the start of the match. You'd expect her to dominate Gina. But hey, it's sport, and on the day, anyone can win.
Kim Wang is the top seed in the tournament.
Look at that sneaky serve.
Yeah.
Looked like she was going to chop it, and she just punched it down the forehand side with topspin.
Bit of a nod of the head of acknowledgement from Gina there, well played.
Yeah, got me.
Oh, big smash set up.
Same serve. Gina got it back this time, but Kim was in control and just slapped it away.
Kim can start to see the finish line in the distance now, but needs to stay in the moment here.
Yeah, it's definitely not over. That's another one of those serves that Gina's been working on. It's be interesting to see if she brings out the one where she hits in front of her body.
Gina Liu of Canterbury, serving at 4-9. Smash into the net. And Gina Liu clawing her way back into game 3.
Yeah, Kim really didn't get the hip into behind that one so much, so you saw it just dip into the net instead of clearing the net and spinning away into an uncontrollable state for Gina to try and hit back.
Let's see what she can do with the serve.
There you go. Gina knew she was in the rally there, just missed it.
It's probably the point of the match. Really good rally. And again, Kim Wang, game point.
It's sort of been a stop-start sort of match, isn't it? I mean, there hasn't been many rallies. It's sort of like the three-hit principle and the point's over with.
So Kim Wang puts it away to take the third game. And a 3-0 lead in this women's semifinal, 1 game away from advancing to the final.
You'll see that she's in deep concentration at the back there, just playing through her mind what she's going to do, the serves, where it's going to come back to, what shot she's going to play. Very focused individual.
11-5, 11-8, and 11-5 are game scores. Gina's been competitive, but Kim just a little bit stronger.
Yeah, absolutely. And that reflects in the rankings as well.
So can Kim Wang finish the task in this fourth game. If she wins this game, she will advance to the final.
Great serve. Enabled Gina to push it upwards, and Kim just missed the put away there. She won't be happy with that. Notice the different served into the hip that time. Gina had no chance of trying to even get it back up. Whippy forehand from Kim there. Gina was always on the defensive, and her arms were trying to get longer and longer to keep trying to reach the ball and get it back on the table just to stay in the rally. Strategic play.
Kim was setting her up the whole point, wasn't she? Just for that cross court into the corner on the smash.
Correct. The receive did it.
Kim Wang leading 3-1 in this fourth game.
Yeah, she won't be happy with that one. She went upwards over the ball instead of the side of it. You saw her practice her shot after the miss hit.
Hand in the air from Kim Wang, acknowledging she's got a bit of a break there.
Yep, it's sport, isn't it?
It sure is.
It's always somebody going to get her break.
Gina Liu of Canterbury serving at 2-4.
That was the serve. She brought it out then. As she hit it in front of her body, that causes it to go from right to left.
Fascinating, the variations in both serve and set up an approach shot and finishing shots.
These top players spend hours practicing their serves because they know what an advantage it can put them in. If you're winning every two of your point and serves, you know, the game gets pretty easy.
Kim Wang rolling along. Now with a commanding 7-2 lead in the fourth game, trying to put this one away.
Yeah, look at that, just moving it from side to side. Very hard to transfer, moving the hip through from Gina.
Gina Liu fighting gamely, but this is a mighty tall mountain to climb from here.
I mean, you've got to compliment Gina. She's made the over 30s final, and I think even the next age group up again, and here she is in the Open Women's in the semi-final.
That's outstanding,
yeah,
isn't it?
It's been a fantastic effort for her throughout the Nationals.
Oh, nice get there from Kim Wang.
Just relentless, isn't it? The attack was relentless, and Gina came out with a real nice touch shot, which I explained before, that she's a touch player.
Well, the touch paid off on that one. Point to Gina Liu. But Kim Wang leading it 9-3. 2 points away from advancing to the final.
As my coach says, it's not over till it's over.
Absolutely right.
Those last 2 points, they win the match. They're probably going to be the hardest. A little bit of confusion by Gina there, thinking it was her serve. And notice that serve again, that's the one that Gina's been using on Kim. As Kim's like, okay, we'll use that same serve back on you. Let's see how you like it.
Match point number 1 for Kim Wang.
Yep, all over.
And that will do it. The number 1 seed, Kim Wang, with a straight sets victory over Gina Liu. 11-5, 11-8, 11-5, 11-4. Convincing victory.
Absolutely. She dominated. And like I said, contrasting styles. You notice that Kim was very quick to get into the top spins, whereas Gina was always defending it. And when she did get a chance, sometimes she just missed.
Very entertaining match. We'll go and have a word with the match winner. Thank you for joining us in this game.
You're welcome.
We're here with Kim Wang. Kim, a straight sets victory, and you're on to the final. That was a very convincing game. Did that go the way you wanted to go?
Yeah. I saw well, semi-final is always the hard game though. Yeah, so I'm happy to meet in the final.
Your forehand smash was really strong in that game. Is that something that you've been working on?
Yeah, cause gold normally play the rally. Yeah, so I think if I work on my forehand better, then it will be less rally. Yeah.
And Gina played you really tough. She was playing some deceptive shots. Were you anticipating that in that game?
Yeah. I think she's done really good. Yeah. And yeah, that's it.
And now you advance to the final. What are you expecting in your final match today?
Well, a hard game. Definitely a hard game. I just needed to be prepared for my mental and my physical. Yeah. So because now they play 2-0. Yeah. So it's I need to watch.
All right. Well, go and watch.
Yeah.
Go and watch.
Yeah. Exactly.
Right. Congratulations, Kim. A very well played match.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah.
He's coming.
Welcome back to the 2022 New Zealand Open Championships. We're at the Auckland Table Tennis Center, and we have reached the finals. It is the women's doubles final. Clover Lee and Aurora Lim taking on Gina Liu and Bei Jiang. Hans Brown up here with Clark Sun. And Clark, it's been a long week for all the athletes, but boy, there's no thrill like playing in a final.
Absolutely. I think some of the competitors, this is probably day 9 of playing for them and straight away in a row, so knees, ankles probably feeling it a bit there.
But boy, by the time you're stepping onto the court to play a final, all of those pains go away.
You got to forget about all of that. Just focus on the match, nothing else. So in the close to us, we have Aurora just rubbing the table there on the left and Clover on the right. In the far, we have Bei Jiang and Gina Liu in the pink top. All players are right-handed. These two players, they have inverted rubber on both sides, so you can expect top spin coming off both sides.
It's never dull when we got lots of top spin, is it?
Yep, but the other side, Gina has... you can see there that there's little pimples on her bat. It's medium pimples, and it sort of gives off a different sort of spin when you hit it to her backhand. And also Bei has medium pimples on her forehand as well, so you can expect sort of fast, short, more direct shots. And her backhand is long pimples, which is actually inverts the spin. So it's quite tricky players. A lot to do with spin. We'll see how these two younger ones deal with it.
And we see the different grips being used as well by Bei
yes,
and by Gina.
Yeah. With Bei there, she's doing the penhole grip. There's not many players around still using that grip, but back in the days was the most popular one there for sure. But we'll say they held on. There's a quick 2-minute warm-up just to get the feeling of playing doubles again, and we'll be heading into a match shortly.
And what do you think's going through the minds of Clover and Aurora? They're playing a couple of very experienced players, and they're playing in a final themselves. What do you think's going through their minds as they're preparing?
Well, hopefully nothing else except just trying to get the ball back on the table. Otherwise, you start thinking about the stadium, the atmosphere, the occasion, and that gets in your head, and the play goes out the window. So we'll see if they can stay focused on the match, and see how well they deal with the pimples. It can be quite tricky, especially when you're nervous.
Well, let's see how the players go. We're ready to start. Best of 5.
Aurora to serve.
Yes. Aurora.
Aurora Lim gets us underway.
1 love.
Great backhand straight down the line there.
Off the net, off the table, 1-0.
I'd like to see Clover take her time a bit more. Just slow it down, Great finish.
Yeah, very deceptive serve, but a fantastic finish there from Aurora Lim.
Well set up by Clover there. Clover to serve. Good pivot by Aurora. She acknowledged Gina was probably going to push to her backhand and slipped around the ball. Good finish.
Into the net.
score's 2-4.
Gina Liu on the serve.
5.
Return to serve goes into the net. Score goes to 5-2.
Nice catch by Gina.
If you've been with us through the day, you're thinking, wait a minute, did we just see Gina Liu playing in the singles? And yes, you did. So it's almost back-to-back action here for Gina Liu. Very busy day.
Five, 4.
See, I think that she misread the spin a little bit there when she used the backhand. It's tricky.
Aurora Lim.
4, 6.
Good cross-court shot right into her elbow. I find it difficult to turn.
Beijing. Pen-hold grip.
5,
Just misreads the half-long serve. Don't need to go sky high.
Clark, we just saw Clover kind of dip her foot into some liquid at the side of the
That
table.
liquid is water, my friend.
Just plain old water.
Just plain
no,
old water,
no
nothing,
special sauce.
nothing there. Yeah. The courts can get a little slippery, especially with the day moving on. There's no janitor to wipe the floor, so that's a great shot right into her body, forced her to move, and she didn't move quick enough, and saw the right foot come up. Wow, crunching backhand again to her body,
1.
almost like Federer.
Real power in that backhand, wasn't it?
Very clean shot.
Cloverly, terrific shot.
Just good steady shot. You know, keep in doubles, it's quite hard to move around, especially with one person hitting the ball at a time. You always have to move to the ball and just put it on the table, you know? Make the opponent make their error.
We've talked about the real ballet-like dance that has to happen between doubles partners.
Again with
Positioning
the
is so
backhand.
important, isn't it?
Again with the backhand, just comes in. No hesitation, just goes.
Game point.
11,
Good serve.
6.
And there it is, first game to the young duo of Clover Lee and Aurora Lim. We get that all-important first game on the board. 11-6, best of 5. It's the final. It's the 2022 New Zealand Open women's doubles final.
After winning the first set, you definitely feel, you know, the confidence. You know, I just won the first set. I'm one step closer to, you know, the championship. But don't let that get into your head. You know, just play it point by point. Come back next set. It's 0-0. At the start, maybe you end up, you know, starting off on the wrong foot. Suddenly, it could be one set all. You know, you just got to reset yourself mentally. You know, we won the first set, but come back. You know,
Momentum can change really
can change,
quickly.
especially in table tennis.
Yeah.
3 points could be 20 seconds, and boom, serve, and
What happened?
3-0. Oh, what now? What do I do? What did I do wrong? Yeah. So I can see the coach there. That's Regan Zhang talking with them, and he's just, you know, just talking them through. You know, take your time. You know, don't rush. And seems like he has a lot to say because, you know, they're probably the one that's a bit more nervous, especially after losing the first set. They're
Right.
still talking.
Time.
Umpire ushering them to
Calling
come
time-
back again. Yeah.
Time.
You're allowed 1 minute after every set to just talk it through
Athletes changing ends.
as they gingerly get back to their serve.
Aurora. Second game.
Bay to serve
Double.
or to receive.
Game number 2 underway.
Seems like a lot of players are aiming for
One,
like the elbow area to force them to move to hit the ball, to make a decision to hit with forehand or backhand.
Is that a deliberate tactic?
Absolutely, you know, if you hit it to the middle, it's kind of hard to use your arm. You know, you got to move your arm out of the way.
So you're trying to prevent your opponent from extending their arm as much as possible.
Because you can't get a swing in well.
Aurora Lim on the serve.
One,
Lee into the net.
Just a bit slow there on the catch. Opportunity for her.
Powerful forehand.
Nice.
3,
Good
1.
follow through. Liu to serve. Lee to receive.
Little signal to her partner there about her service intentions.
4, 1.
Good spin. Gina's serves, I've played with her, very tricky.
Well, really nice turnaround here in this early in this second game from Zhang and Liu.
Suddenly it's 5-1, right? We've been
1.
2-3 minutes into this set, and man,
5.
your emotions are feeling a little bit different. You're 5-1 down. What happened?
Exactly.
A couple of things don't go your way, and suddenly, boom, 4 points lead.
Clover Lee trying to press the reset button here.
Have you tried turning it off and on again?
Oh my!
Did you see
what a
Clover's
point.
shot? She's like,
Off the side of the table, out of nowhere, just
why
casually-
bother? Why bother?
casually
This point's
rips it down
over,
the
but
line.
I'll go for the ball.
Oh, and there's a fantastic comeback shot there from Zhang.
Just a bit loose down the serve, I think. Jan catches it well. When your opponent gives you opportunity, you take it. Well executed.
And you see the little dip into the H2O.
Left.
Let
Let called.
The ball higher.
you're required to toss the ball.
So in the umpire's judgment, the ball wasn't tossed high enough.
Wasn't tossed high enough, correct.
7, 2.
Seems like traffic's going the other way from the second set.
Absolutely.
The receiver changes in between sets in doubles. So the first set, Zhang was serving to Lee, and second set, Zhang is now serving to Aurora. So maybe, you know, the difference in serving to Lee, if the patterns that you get are quite different. So
Well, the dynamics have certainly changed in this second game. Let's see if Lee and Lim can get themselves back in front.
4,
There's a point.
7.
This is the final. The Open Women's Doubles. Oh, big point there.
7, 5.
a bit more hustle there from the younger pair. Just trying to fight for the ball back on table.
Clawed the lead back to 2.
Oh, opportunity to go for a 3-point lead, but unlucky with the catch there.
Yeah, Zhang couldn't quite put that one away. And now, Eye of the Tiger there from Clover Lee.
It's down to 1 point. I like the way Clover takes the backhand. You know, it's not too forced. It feels very relaxed. Like
Very
she has,
fluid.
she has all the time in the world, and she just takes the shot. It's a good shot.
Clover to serve. Very close game. Game number 2 of this best of 5. Nothing in it. That's into the net.
Maybe a little too lackadaisical there.
Fist pump from Gina Liu. She knew that was a very important point. Puts them back in front by 2.
Oh, good.
10, 7.
And the first game point
Mm.
for Liu and Zhang. And there it is.
One game on.
So the veterans, Liu and Zhang, come right back with an 11-7 win in game number 2. And we are tied up 1 game all. That's kind of what you hope for in a final. Back and forth, competitive, and this is anybody's match.
It's quite tense. I think Zhang and Liu there, they adjusted well. I feel like they were really aiming for the backhand side of Lee and Lim. and they forced them to run around, and it just became too difficult to get the next ball back with enough quality, and it forces some weak shots and gave them opportunities to attack more, and really...
They had a long conversation with their coach between games too, didn't they?
Yeah.
They made some really good adjustments.
There must have been a lot of good things said that well implemented too. You know, just what your coach tells you. You might not always be able to do it. You know, knowing the right thing is one thing, actually executing it is another thing. So, kudos to them. Yeah.
Absolutely. The execution in game number 2 was excellent for Gina Liu and Bei Xiang. And we are even up 1 game apiece in this women's double final here in Auckland. And now it'll be interesting to see how the younger team can bounce back and potentially adjust. They've been knocked on their heels a little bit in that second
So they've
game.
got back to the same service receive
Love all.
as the first set. So we'll see if they can continue the momentum from the first set, actually.
Good first serve there from Aurora Lim, service winner.
Just a little slow there on the catch to
All.
the ball again to the backhand. We'll see that will be the crux that Liu and Zhang lean on.
Zhang on the serve.
Good smash. Great finish. Again, the first shot, you know, it was on table, a weak return, and finished off well there by Gina.
So Zhang and Liu playing with some confidence, but a very nice shot there.
Again,
from Liu.
effortless, right? Effortless.
Yeah. Close as you can possibly be. 2-2 on the scoreboard. Fist pump there from Gina Liu. Big shot.
I think she just a bit loose on the serve there. And Gina catches it well. Good push.
All.
So you see now both teams are both aiming for the backhand. It could exchange into a backhand affair. A lot of pushing, a bit nervy. It's hard to get around the ball, especially when you have to. You see Gina serving. It's hard for her to get around to her backhand again.
3, 4.
Ball into net there from Bei Xiang. Aurora Lim awaiting the service.
Topspin serve. Nice. Catches it off.
All.
She's got a really good topspin kicker.
Searching for that elusive little white ball. Find it. Bei Xiang ready to return serve from Aurora Lim.
4, 5.
The backhand aiming tactic is working wonders there for them.
Yeah, Gina Liu is feeling it. She's fist pumping on every point one.
Why not?
Absolutely. You're in a final. Enjoy it.
Oh, wide forehand there.
5, all.
I think there's a good serve there by Lim and Lee.
And we are deadlocked at 5. Remember, you have to win the game by 2.
5.
11 points in the game, but you must win by 2 points clear. Net,
Oh, off the top of the net, and off the top of the net again.
the back-to-back net cords. Don't see that very often.
You don't. And the ball touches the top of the net. It sort of negates all the spin that has happened prior, and just becomes a little floaty top spin.
Now, this third game of this this final rather, is turning into a real slugfest. Another
All.
big point one there.
Good
for-
flick there by Gina. She reads the serve well.
See her confidence. She's really asserting herself in this game.
She's a good, confident player. When she's confident, she plays really well. Let's see if she goes for the same topspin kicker again. She does, and Aurora misses it again. The serve.
So the crafty serving of Gina Liu.
Tricky serve, tricky serve. You know, if it worked twice, Maybe try it for a third time in a row?
Boy, oh boy.
Let's see.
Go to the well once again.
No. Mixes it up.
8 all.
Sometimes you're like, ooh, the opponent's waiting for the same serve. Maybe I should try a different one. Or it worked 3 times in a row. Why don't I try it again?
Keep going to it.
Yeah, it's kind of, you change so much that you've screwed up yourself and you screwed up your teammate. Maybe your teammate's working for something else.
Right.
Sometimes, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
And that's an important element, really, isn't it? Because they actually are communicating with their teammate on serve.
Sure.
About their service intentions.
And,
So if you cross your teammate up, that can be fatal.
Yeah.
But we're at game point.
Ooh.
And Yu and Zhang taking out game 3. They are on a roll. Very impressive third game from the veterans, Gina Liu and Bei Zhang.
They aim for the backhand well. Again, the strategy just seems to work because it's really difficult after you've served. You serve from the right-hand side of the table, and then your teammate comes to hit the next ball. You have to run behind them and around them for the ball to be your backhand again, and continuously doing that for over 3 to 5 shots, it requires an intense amount of footwork, more so than singles. So usually if you have 2 right-handers, it's quite a good strategy to aim for the backhand, as most people. Forehand's the biggest swing, it's the easier shot, it's the more shot you can put variance on to adjust your body, whereas backhand's more like in front of your body. There's not much room for error, so it makes it really hard to put a good quality shot. And once you've got the ball loose, then comes the next forehand in and finish at the point. So they're executing the strategy well,
And what do you think that Clover and Aurora can do to counter that here in this 4th game? This is a really important game, obviously.
Well, first off, moving better. If you see them aiming for a place, really got to get around to protect that area. Or you can do some serves that causes the spin to be not so much aiming towards that direction. Good serve there. We're back on the 4th set.
It's the final. Women's doubles, 2022 Pub Charity New Zealand Open. National title at stake here.
1 all.
And the young duo of Clover Lee and Aurora Lim are in a must-win situation in this 4th game.
1 2.
Tuan Ake Yells just taken out Liu Ting 4 sets to 2. I think 14-12 in the last set, and he'll be moving on to the men's singles open final later on today. He'll be playing the winner of Xu Lin and Dean Shu.
4 1.
Not sure about the set score. I think it's 3-2 to Dean or the other guy.
Well, there's a real buzz about the Auckland Tennis Centre today. There's no doubt about it. It's the final day of the tournament. And we're heading to the finals of all the age grades, all the classes.
1 5.
Gina Liu and Bei Xiang.
They're timing out, and I think that's a good call.
Timeout has been taken, and I agree. And they need to do something here to stop the
It's
train.
been one-way traffic since the first set. I think ever since their coach gave them that talking for a minute and change, it's been really working. And I haven't seen anything Clover and Aurora could come up with to just deal with it. It's hard. Your opponents start playing a little bit differently. You have to adjust, but that one crux could just hold you forever. And it's difficult to change your game, midway through a match. It's usually you have one sort of play style or one sort of thing you do well, maybe 2 if you're really good, but it's difficult to adjust.
Well, they were really, Clover and Aurora, that is, in
They
game 1.
were gunning for it more, right?
They were strong on their forehand in game 1. They were really attacking on their forehand, but as you say, when they switched to forcing the backhand, all the momentum seemed to change.
And Clover, she hits well in the backhand, but some unforced errors creep in here and there, and she's not going for it as much anymore as she was before, right?
So let's see what the impact of that timeout has been. Lee and Lim really do need to get rolling here, and there's
Good
an
push,
important
good
point.
push. Deep and spinny to Gina's backhand. It's difficult to lift the ball up with pimples because you don't have as good of a grip as reverse rubber. So, good push there.
Paddle angle critical when you don't really have that spin assistance.
Nice. So she adjusted, right? Gina, you saw backhand, no good. I'm going to move around, use my forehand, and spin it up and force the error from Clover there.
Wei Xiang on the serve.
6, 3.
Read the serve well there. Good shot by Lim. Oh, unlucky.
Very unlucky.
Good try, good try.
Probably the rally of the match, I'd say. Liu and Zhang are creeping tantalizingly close. 4 points away.
8-3.
8.
Now this is the point in the match where victory is almost in sight, but you can't let your mind go there, can you?
Dean Shu's just lost 4-3, 11-4 in the 7th there, so it'll be an all-Australian men's singles final later on today.
This is the women's doubles final, and Gina Liu serving. Her team has got the momentum in this match. Can they close it out?
Bit tight there. Everyone's just, push, tentative to attack. Clover still looks pretty happy though. She's pretty loose.
Well, it's match point though. Can the New Zealand title be clinched right here?
Whoa, great shot there by Gina.
Do it, and there are your champions, Gina Liu and Wei Xiang, your 2022 New Zealand Open Women's Doubles champions. Clark, that was quite the match.
It just shows table tennis is not all about how old you are, is it? You can still win New Zealand titles if you're over the age of, let's say, 30.
Absolutely. Well, hail to the veterans. We'll go over and have a word with our winners.
Well, here we are with New Zealand national champions, women's doubles, Wei Xiang. Gina Liu, congratulations. That was a fantastic comeback victory after dropping the first game. How did that feel after the first game, Gina?
On the beginning, a little bit nervous. Yeah, but when we went all down, so they encouraged me. We just play ourselves. We just try to, and attack stable and play the placement. Yeah, just on the table.
We really noticed it after that first game that you changed placement. You were really playing to the backhand side. Was that something you discussed between the first and second game?
Oh yes, because the first one we feels like so messy. We got lots of mistakes by ourselves. So the second one we just taking no hard, just replacement, focus on angles and probably a strong ball and a soft ball, little variations.
Well, the tactic paid off magnificently, and now you can call yourselves national champions. What does that feel like?
Oh, we're happy. Yeah, I think so we are happy. Yeah, because we middleweight, really quite young. We seem to be getting stronger now. Yeah, we play a lot of double together.
So it's a day for experience and a very happy day for both of you. Congratulations, our national champions.
Thank you so much. Yeah, yes.
Welcome back to the Auckland Table Tennis Center. It's the 2022 New Zealand Open, brought to you by Pub Charity. Finals day, and it is getting exciting now. Now it is the mixed doubles final, and it should be a dandy. We've got Alex Liu Chao and Joanna Yang taking on Sophie Xu and Adam Hugh. Hans Frauenlob here with Clark's son. And Clark, this should be a really entertaining match. Two really strong teams.
Absolutely, my friend. We have the Auckland pairing here close to us. There's Joanna on the left and Alex on the right. And we have Adam Hugh and Sophie Xu in the far there. Representing the United States, apparently, according to that T-shirt. That's the United States national team's jersey.
Well, after a couple of years of pandemic, it's nice that people can actually travel to tournaments again.
That's a great thing, yeah. So we've got USA in the finals here, and we've got an all-Australian affair in the finals there. So New Zealand feeling the pump.
Well, if you want to be the best, you've got to beat the best, right? That's
true.
The sporting cliche, isn't it?
So Alex is currently ranked number 10 in New Zealand. So he's quite a strong player. I think he's final year of high school. He goes to Westlake Boys High. And Joanna Yen, I believe, is year 11, and she goes to St. Kinnigan's High School.
So a couple of high school age players, real promise for the future for New Zealand table tennis.
Absolutely. They recently went over to Australia and for the Oceania Champs, and got their first international experience, because for the last 3 years they haven't been able to travel, and with COVID, it's just been stuck in this stadium playing the same old people.
Yeah, it is.
Beating me. No? Yeah, and Joanna's ranked 5th in New Zealand as of ratings right now. So there's pretty good players.
Well, that's terrific. But they will be tested against this pretty formidable pair.
Absolutely. So we have Adam Hugh there. And he's the son of U.S. table tennis Olympian Lily Yip. And so quite the pedigree. He owns his own table tennis stadium in, I believe, New Jersey. Specifically, I'm not too sure whereabouts, but table tennis is alive everywhere.
Well, that's great. And Sophie is having a tremendous week. She's in the finals here in mixed doubles, and she's also in the finals in the women's event. Yeah,
so it could be hard for her to focus. It's like, one match, and then I still have to do another match. Generally, table tennis players are like, I focus on the singles, I play, But I've seen her training all week. She looks sharp, she looks good. I saw her play, she looks really into it, So we'll expect a good finals.
Yeah, that's tremendous. Great crowd here at the Auckland Table Tennis Center. There's a real buzz in the arena. And we are ready to get underway in this mixed doubles final.
Wow, what a cross-court shot. Lands right on the corner edge of the table there. Great opening shot there.
Huge topspin there from Alex Hugh.
Nice tight serve there. Takes it right off the bounce. Great drop shot.
Quick points early.
Joanna has a very good forehand. It's really explosive, but it can be erratic at times, as you saw right there. Quick 4-0 lead.
Yeah, just missed the table with that one, but a lot of power in that forehand from Joanna.
Inside out serve. Open up, clips the top of the net and goes out. He's got a great reverse serve. Ooh. Crouching tiger serve.
2-4.
First towel break. The towel break's taken every 6 points.
Players generate a lot of sweat out there.
I've played with Alex. He has really sweaty hands. He keeps wiping his hand on the towel. When I've played with him, the ball comes back and there's a little bit of water on it. I'm like, what's happening? Oh, right into the, back into the corner. Tries to go around for the shot, but doesn't quite make the foot there.
Pretty nice catch by Alex, too, I got to say.
Joanna there with her pips. Very flat shot. Difficult to read. Not much spin in it.
Sophie to serve.
Oh,
5-4.
sexy. Blindsides Alex there. Great fade.
Split. 5-4.
Just catches the net.
Oh,
5-all.
Chuan Yang, the youngster.
5-6.
really catches it just as it bounces. Really, really good technique there. Nice into the table.
Oh, huge smash
Absolute
there.
killer.
7-5.
Takes the opportunity, goes wide to his forehand side. No chance to catch that.
Adam Hugh puts that one away.
Second towel break of the set. They were up 4-0, became 4-all, now 7-5
Back and forth.
with serve.
How important is the serve as an advantage?
So the serve all clips the edge there, lucky there from the Auckland pairing. The serve is the only shot that's not imposed by the opponent, right? Every other shot, your opponent has a say. The serve has no say. So theoretically, you can do whatever you want with it. Good shot there by Joanna, right in the corner. Great forehand. Good confidence builder. Knows she can get through that wall.
And we are deadlocked at 7.
Again, that flat backhand, you know, a little bit short, a little bit wide. How much spin, difficult to read. Catches them out a bit.
Took it to cross table for the winner.
Spin loop.
Wow, what a rally.
Catches. Good block. Wow. Huge roar there.
An incredible point. What a rally.
What a get.
Yeah,
It was going so wide.
there were 2 or 3 fantastic gets on that
You can see
point.
Bay in the back. She's still playing double. She loves the game.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Good serving there. It's tight in the first set.
Well, it's a final, and boy, it's exactly what you want to see in a final. First game, anybody's game. Oh, huge point. And it's game point for Shu and Hugh.
Shoo Hugh. Rhymes.
Absolutely.
Saw Adam Hugh there waiting for the long ball. Apparently waiting for an attack, but he stepped in, see the short ball, and still managed to drop it very nicely, just half long on the edge of the table, and Alex misreads it and doesn't make it open up.
Game point.
It's the net.
And Adam Hugh lets you know what happened on that one.
He certainly does.
It's an 11-8 first game victory for Sophie Shu and Adam Hugh. Very entertaining first game.
You saw the long rallies, you saw the short game, you saw the gets.
Alex and Joanna are right in it. I mean, her
Joanna's
confidence seemed to
forehand, you saw
improve
her
as
backhand
the game-
too.
Yeah.
You know, like she can put it away, and that's what she knows. She can put it away when she's confident. She's a confident player. She maybe could get a little, too overconfident at times, and just misses it completely on an easy shot. But it's better than not being confident.
Well, it's a final. You want to kind of try for the maximum really on every attempt. Really, you don't want to just baby something over the net. You just really want to go for it, don't you?
Absolutely. We'll see how they adjust. Like first set, they didn't play bad.
No, they were right in it. The scores were level at 7 at one point in the game, and could have gone either way.
Time.
I think they should steer away from the short game. It seems to favor Adam. He's really good at the control close to the table, you know, tricks you up with a little fade here and there, catches you off guard, and that kind of stuff can be difficult, you know? Especially when it's tense, it's the final, it's difficult to keep the ball short.
Adam's got really fast feet. I mean, he gets himself set for that big looping forehand.
So it's like, you know, do I go for this or go for that? Pops the serve. He's aiming for the wide backhand there. Sort of sweeps over the ball. Nice body fake there, goes down the line, but doesn't convert on the shot there from Sophie.
So an early 2-point advantage. Liu Kao and Yang.
Reverse serve.
1, 2.
I'd say that's an unforced error from Alex.
Yeah, it
He's
looked like
right there to get it.
he was setting up for a kill and just didn't get to it. Adam Hugh on the serve.
Good get. Side spin, chop block. Wow. And it kicks wide to Joanna's forehand. She doesn't get around to it enough. Sorry, to her backhand. And she's trying to get around to her forehand, and it sort of catches her in the middle of her body.
Well, she ran around it to get to her forehand. Just couldn't get it across the net.
3.
Another fist pump there from Adam Hugh. They've brought it back level. We're tied up. Well, actually now it's 3-2. Apologies. Momentum swinging again in favor of Xu and Hugh, taking a 4-2 lead here in this second game, best of 5.
I feel Xu and Hugh really want it. You know, you feel the positive energy. You want some points. They're really fighting to get every ball. Alex just a little bit tentative there. You know, come on, Alex. You can get into this game. You know, it's just 2 points. You can do it. Change of return. Good catch by Joanna, and it goes wide cross court, down right in the corner. Great catch.
It'll be a confidence builder for Alex.
Come on, Alex. Joanna's doing well. You can do well too.
So Xu. Wow, Adam.
See, he gets around. You know, gets around the ball.
Does. Looked like he was going to play forehand, or backhand rather, and then he just shifted his body position, got to his forehand for the winner.
Fade the body.
Smash attempt into the net. Alex Liu Kao on the serve.
Flicks the backhand. Oh, backhand straight. Again in the corner there. Just beyond reach. Interestingly, along this week, I've trained against this pairing. We went 0-15 in set score, so not even close. So you can see why they're in the finals.
And they are a highly skilled pair. There is no doubt of that.
Great clean forehand, right into the corner.
Adam on the serve.
Gets over the serve. I'm not even sure what spin that was.
Certainly fooled Joanna.
Full Joanna as well, I guess.
8-4 is now the lead for Adam Hugh and Sophie Xu over Alex Liu Kao and Joanna Yang. Mixed doubles final, 2022 New Zealand Open. National title at stake.
Just not enough there from Alex. You know, he needs to do better. The weak open up there from him gets countered straight into the forehand corner there from Hugh. That's better. That's better from Alex.
9-5.
If they can get a few of those shots, you know, and the crowd gets involved, stranger things have happened, you know?
Absolutely. Need a little run of momentum here to get back into this game, though, trailing by 4. Sophie Xu on the serve.
Oh, he's going for it.
10-5.
And it is game point for Xu and Hugh, trying to take a 2-0 advantage in this final.
6-10.
There's 1 game point saved.
4 more to go. 1 point at a time, though.
Absolutely right. Tricky serve from Alex, pays off,
10.
and the lead is down to 3. Into the net.
You could take a timeout here. You know, you're on serve. You have two. You could go with 1 point into a 2-6-to-love lead. I mean, the towel break is kind of like a mini timeout anyway, so it's to reset their mind. You know, we were doing well earlier. We're maybe taking the foot off the gas a little bit here, but just 1 more point. Get back into this game. Ooh, change of serve.
Serving for the game.
Side topspin. She catches it well. Alex, good shot. That's the set.
And that is the set.
Adam looked like he was unhappy with that point, to be honest. He was like, whatever, we won the point anyway, it's okay.
Well, job done in game number 2, but they had to fight for it. They had a commanding lead early in the set, mid-set, but Alex and Joanna fought back, but ultimately Sophie and Adam prevailed 11-8, taking a 2-0 lead in this final. First to 3 takes the title.
They're playing more positive, you know. They're going for their shots a bit more. Alex and Joanna are a bit, you know, tentative on the shots, not sure to just, you know, just push long, maybe. Change up the game. What we're doing right now, it's not working so well, so something has to change, you know.
Well, we saw the impact of that in the mixed doubles final earlier today, didn't we? With a small change of tactic, change the momentum.
After the first set, and then boom, 3 sets in a row.
Exactly.
You know?
The question is, you're playing against a really skilled and talented pair in Xu and Hugh, and you're probably not going to be able to fool them very easily with small changes of tactics. They'll be anticipating that, won't they?
Sure. That's probably what that chat they were on about just now. We'll see.
So Xu and Hugh now in the near court as we look at it from this view.
Sophie, Joanna.
One game away from calling themselves
Third
New
game,
Zealand Open
double.
champions.
Backhand serve.
Love 1.
Adam wanted that topspin
He
looper, but
did.
it just went a little long.
No. Good positive receive there by Joanna. She went for the flip, so I like to see that.
Good start for Liu Kao and Yang.
Yeah.
2 points against serve.
Bit loose there on the open. She needs to get down the table and she's in the point. Unfortunate.
Joanna Yang.
Love.
Well. Quick 4-point lead.
So you're up 4 points now. So you have some room for error. So you can maybe go for a bit more, you know, maybe a flick on the return or something.
Joanna went for it. Just a fraction long. The intent was there.
Absolutely. Good read there.
It's quite a big point early in this game. Brings the
Her
deficit
first
back
block,
to 2.
her first block against backspin open up is really solid. It's quite low as well, so it's difficult to catch. Good shot. No chance.
I just sensed that Adam was just waiting to pounce on that one.
He's like a tiger. Again, little wrist action, you know, it puts it out a bit wider than you think it is, and suddenly off balance, reaching for the ball, and no good. Right back. 4-all. Coach calls timeout. Good timeout.
Each team has one timeout that they can use in the match, and this is the moment for Alex and Joanna to have a word with their coach.
You know, sometimes timeout is just about stopping the momentum of the opponent. You know, it doesn't have to be you need to do something particular. It doesn't have to be, you know, I have to come up with a tactic. It's just to cool them down. They're too hot.
Change the dynamic a little bit.
Yeah.
9.
Yeah, momentum in sport, it's invisible, but you always know when it's there.
Momentum, pressure, expectation, all these things. They're all in your head. None of it's real. Or is it?
Well, it's real enough to these players out there, we can tell you that for sure.
5-4.
New Zealand title at stake.
Change of serve there. Caught them off guard. Great serve.
Yeah! 4-6.
By Joanna.
Big point there. Gives them a 2-point lead.
6 in a row. Can they stop this train?
Use the timeout to try and change the momentum, but the momentum rolls on, but there's one into the net, and there's a point back for the Aucklanders. Joanna hoping to level it up on her serve, and
Good
she does
serve.
just that. Great serve.
Misread from Hugh there. In the serve of Joanna. A little bit, maybe a bit more spin than he anticipated, and dumps it into the net.
6-all.
When you've got a 2 games lead like this, and you're level in your third game,
I would say they're more nervous than their opponent. You know, they're 2-0 down. Like,
that's exactly what I was going to ask you.
yeah.
What
Sorry.
happens to your nerves?
Oh, like that. I think that's what happens. You know, it was the right play, but just a little bit tight. Put away.
Sometimes it could be harder to know that you've actually got a bit of a buffer in the
Yeah.
lead.
Again,
6.
I think the nerves are catching up there with Sophie, just as you foretold.
So now Liu Kao and Yang back in front. A 2-point lead.
Great shot. Wow.
My goodness.
Adam on
Adam
the floor.
goes to the deck. Think this doesn't mean something to them? Throwing their bodies about with abandon. Spin got him on that one.
Certainly did. A little bit surprised. What's going on? Is it my bat? Is it me? Is it Sophie? Is it Alex? Or is it Joanna? Nobody knows.
Well, it's a point.
It's a point.
A 9-7 lead.
It's a point to them. That's correct. Backhand serve.
Oh,
Goes for something different, and suddenly it's match point. Championship point.
amazing.
Sorry, it's 8-9. Sorry, I got too excited.
Yep,
See?
not quite there yet, but it's not far away.
Unfortunate.
It's not far away. What a rally.
Wow. Put away.
Incredible rally.
When he gets a chance, he puts it away so well.
When you can get extension on that forehand like that and just loop it up, he is lethal. And this one is tied at 9. What a third game. Joanna and Alex went out to a 4-0 lead in this game. So Adam came roaring back.
Again, the forehand.
And now it's game point.
Sorry.
It's championship point.
My apologies.
No apologies necessary. This is an amazing game. And that'll do it. Adam Hughes, Sophie Hsu embrace. They are your New Zealand Open mixed doubles champions. Fantastic match from Alex Liu Chow and Joanna Yang as well, really competitive. But Sophie Hsu, Adam Hugh, class of the field this week, and they're your champions. Clark, what do you think about that game?
I think is that I didn't get a set from 15. They didn't get a set from 3. They're 18-0 against Auckland players in my recent memory. So they absolutely deserve to win this.
That's great.
Stellar display.
We'll go and have a word with our champions.
Yeah.
Sophie, New Zealand Open champions. What does that feel like?
It feels amazing. I mean, it was a deep field here, and it was really nice to come out on top.
Your younger opponents gave you a real match. They were really competitive. The leads went back and forth. What kinds of adjustments did you make through the game, Sophie?
Yeah, I mean, I think the main thing was just, like I said before, just staying within ourselves, staying disciplined. When we were able to do that and execute our game plan, we did all right. That was the main thing. I mean, Alex and Joanna are both awesome players, so we had to really bring our A game there.
And Sophie, you've got another game to play, of course. You've been a very busy woman this week, playing in a lot of events. What's that been like for you, playing in multiple disciplines in the one competition?
I think it's just about staying disciplined within myself. I'm losing my voice from all the showing, but it's amazing. It's the competition here. It's again, the field is very deep, and so I'm looking forward to playing my final match.
Well, congratulations to you both. You were worthy champions, and congratulations, New Zealand Open mixed doubles champions.
Thanks so much. Thank you.
Welcome back to the Auckland Table Tennis Center. 2022 New Zealand Open Championships, and we are down to the finals. Coming up, the Open Women's Singles Final. Kim Wang will be taking on Sophie Xu. Should be a beauty. I'm Hans Fraulo. I'm joined by Matt Hetherington, and Matt, we've seen a lot of Sophie Xu this week, and here she is again in another final.
Yeah, she's a player that I'm personally very familiar with. I actually played mixed doubles with her when I was a junior, and then again not too long ago. She's feisty. She's really gets built up, gets in the zone, very, very focused and very intense.
Umpire having a little bit of trouble with the coin toss, but
red or black.
Yeah. We'll never know. She's going to try it again. Okay, there we go. And her opponent, Kim Wang, number one seed in this tournament, but has never won this tournament. What do you think this one's meaning for her?
I know she's been really set on winning the tournament, and this is the first time that the tournament's been held in a few years, obviously, with everything going on, and she's kind of been waiting for her moment. I know the last time this tournament was held in 2018, she lost in the final 4-3 against a player that was, at the time it was quite a surprise for her to be neck and neck with that player. So, yeah, she's incredibly focused on trying to get her first title.
And we get a look at the pre-match warm-ups. Some of the form of number one seed Kim Wang. Best of 7 games here in the women's final. And Sophie Xu. Has only just come off the court after winning the mixed doubles championship. She played a lot of games this week. What do you think that's going to mean? How does she maintain that kind of peak form back-to-back finals? That's hard to do.
I think one of her biggest strengths is preparation. So she's kind of shuts herself off quite a lot. She's very good at keeping herself undistracted from everything else that's going on. And she has a very good athlete approach to these matches. She'll be pretty pumped. She'll be really pumped. And I think for her, she hasn't played any tournaments really for quite a long time. So getting those tough matches out of the way and being able to win them kind of helps her build up some momentum. And it's, for her, hopefully this is building up to the peak of that momentum.
Well, that's a really important point because, as you mentioned, Sophie hasn't had tournament play for a number of years, but really due to pandemic, there's been a real dearth of competitive tournament play really for all the athletes. And as you say, getting some momentum can really spur you on in a situation like this. So, but then there's the physical factor. They've been doing a lot of hard work out there.
Yeah, absolutely. It's tough. People you don't see a lot of large movements, so people underestimate how much physical intensity is involved. A lot of small step movements.
And we are underway in the women's final. Sophie Xu on the serve.
So, of course, Sophie, she uses the short pips rubber on the forehand. So it's pretty useful for taking spin off the ball. Really good for short play, good for flat driving.
1-3.
So it'll be interesting to see how Kim handles the, I guess, the difference in rhythm between both sides.
And that is one of the characteristics of table tennis, isn't it? The equipment, the paddles, the players can elect to have different rubber surfaces, and it really is a major factor in how you're thinking about playing an opponent, isn't it?
You can see already Soph coming in with a good flat forehand drive there.
Lightning quick points here in the early going. Sophie Xu out to a 4-2 lead. First towel pause of the game. Kim Wang now to serve. Quality points set up by a dynamite first serve, really.
You can see them both being kind of almost hyper assertive. They're both pretty committed to their plays so far.
Yeah, when aggressive meets aggressive, it makes for a pretty intense game of table tennis, that's for certain.
See Sophie managing to keep most of her serve game short so far. A little bit of half long. Kim's tending to go for the longer, faster serves.
Would that be an indication that Sophie might be thinking that over the course of the match, that if she can make Kim move more, that would be to her advantage?
Yeah, the main goal really is to stop Kim from attacking straight away. And it also helps her slow down the pace. Obviously, Kim's out there serving long and fast and getting straight into these rallies, so it's also about disrupting rhythm and disrupting timing.
Huge topspin winner on that last point from Kim Wang. Off the net, point to Xu. Dead even in this first game, 6-6. Games to 11, you must win by 2 points. Quick fire rally. Good point for Kim Wang.
Lots of big rallies in this match already here in game one.
Yeah, that's an early on contender for point of this young match. 2 against the serve there for Kim Wang. She enjoys an 8-6 lead here in the first game. Fanning herself. Sophie Xu claws one back.
Good placement to the body there as well, especially with the short pips rubber on the forehand. A lot of the time the ball's kind of dead, so if you put your racket on it to try and react, it just kind of falls away.
With a floppy dead fish return. Oh, nice point there for Kim Wang down the line for the winner. Oh, a very good break there, and a fortunate one for Kim Wang, just catching the edge of the table. And it's game point. Kim's had good early success against serve. And she converts another one to take the first game. Kim Wang, number 1 seed, 11-7 winner in game 1 of this women's final. Matt, what'd you think about that first one?
I think it's a pretty interesting contrast of strategies. Obviously, Kim wants to get into the points and get into the rallies fast and with the upper hand. So lots of long, fast serves, lots of quick topspin exchanges. I think she did really well to kind of hit the corners, play some crazy down the line shots as well. For Sophie, I mean, she's doing her best to keep things tight. Lots of short play close to the net. And she's working those small angles. I think really trying to get Kim out of position close to the table before she plays deep. That's how she'll get the upper hand in the beginning of the rallies. And really, she needs Kim to play softer, at least on one ball. So if she can get her off balance or get her into a position that's quite awkward, if she gets a softer ball, that's when she's going to move in with the short pips and go for that flat, harder, kind of a winner shot, really.
And here we have another look at game point, and we see some of that dominance, really, from Kim Wang in that first game. But I think that's an important point you made, Matt. I mean, Kim is really looking for the power shot, and Sophie's trying her best to negate it.
Yeah. Looks like they're just figuring out who's serving first.
Is it me? Okay, we seem to have things just about sorted out, and we're just about ready to begin game number 2. The women's final at the 2022 New Zealand Open. Boy, Kim really moved Sophie around the table on that shot.
Puts the ball nice and deep there.
Good reply from Sophie Xu.
She's definitely tactically playing quite well. Just losing out on a few points on execution. Also, you can see in these short exchanges, Sophie's not quite keeping the ball low enough. So I think she's doing the right things, but the ball's a little high, and obviously when you're playing someone like Kim Wang, you don't want a ball that's, twice the height of the net at any point of the match, really.
Rare service error from Kim on that previous shot. I was going to ask you, Matt, you're a competitive player, and
I have been.
what I was going to ask you was, and you told me that you play a lot of doubles. What's it like switching from doubles immediately to singles? Does it affect your shot trajectory, your shot choices early in the game? Does it take a while to adjust?
Not too much. I mean, obviously there are differences between doubles and singles with the service. I think that's the main thing. Some great forehand work there from Sophie Xu. Yeah, I think as long as you kind of give some time to warm up your serves for different placements. Obviously, doubles, the service game is quite plain and also diagonal. So, yeah, mainly that, and just the tactical game plan is a little bit different, obviously.
You mentioned early on the fighting and feisty spirit of Sophie Hsu, and she's really showing that in the second game. We are even at 4. Kim Wang right back. That one's into the net. Kim Wang goes back into a 1-point lead. Looking for her first ever New Zealand championship.
You can see Kim putting a lot of work in to just change the placement. One ball and across the middle, one ball out to the corner.
4, 6.
Change of pace on the serve from Sophie Hsu.
Great third ball attack there.
And you can see the delight in Sophie. Fist bump. She knew that was a very important point.
Come on. Come on.
Firing herself up. Let is called.
Yeah, umpire's just going to make sure she's tossing the ball at least 16 centimeters. I'm going to get in trouble for that. It's 14. Whoops.
6 inches, 14 centimeters.
Yeah, been in the States for too long.
Oh, terrific point. Kim Wang prevails on the point, but terrific rally. Eight-5 lead for Kim Wang. Service winner for Wang. Takes the lead to 9-5.
You know, she's been putting a lot of time into these long, fast serves recently.
And the preparation paid off on that point.
Five, 10.
Bit of good fortune for Wang. Takes her to game point. Just composing.
Another good setup there from the serve. Really,
you could tell she was taking time before the serve itself just to compose. She had a different idea on that serve.
Yeah, I mean, if she gets in with that flat forehand, most of the time it's not coming back.
Still game point for Kim Wang. And it's into the net, and it is the second game for Kim Wang. Takes game 2 by a score of 11-6 to take a 2-games-to-love lead in this best-of-7 women's final. Matt, did Sophie scrapped in that second game, but Kim ultimately prevailing.
Yeah, I think, you know, women's table tennis, both players will stay very close to the table. You get a lot of really quick back and forth, lots of fast exchanges, very compact strokes, and a lot of acceleration. And I think so far we've seen this more kind of balance of control in Kim's favor. If you look at Sophie playing, she's returning a lot of balls, but it's very reactive. So a lot of the time Kim's making the first move, and Soph's playing a little bit softer pace, and she's looking for good placement, but Kim's coverage of the table, even across the middle, which is a typically difficult transition point, has been really solid. And so far we haven't really seen her stumble too much. She's been able to just keep the pressure on, and keep Sophie in a position where she's generally reacting a lot to the changes in placement across the table. I think really for Sophie, she's playing a lot of short, trying to play close to the net, but she has to be more aggressive getting out of that. And she has to be the person who initiates getting out of that, because I think a lot of the time she's trying to play a little bit too tight, and Kim's still able to get in. If Kim's making the first move, it's a little out of Sophie's favor. She needs to be a little bit more assertive.
And is making that assertive play for Sophie harder to do when you're serving? Is it easier to do on return of serve, or can you actually force that aggression on serve as well?
You can. I think the problem is, being out of competition, you kind of lose that just extra bit of sharpness, that confidence from playing a lot. And Sophie, she's a player that before, when she was playing in the national women's team, was a really standout player for just having a really amazing kind of killer instinct to go after the ball and be very aggressive. So yeah, she needs to find a little bit more of that and kind of push that pressure back onto Kim. I mean, they're both going to be really nervous. This is a huge match for both of them, so you add a little bit of extra pressure and things can start changing.
It's true. The cliche in sport is you don't want to think of the outcomes, but you look around and you're at table number 1. It's the New Zealand Open. You know where you are.
Yeah.
You know the game you're playing, and you can't ignore it.
Yeah, I mean this is a perfect example of what I'm saying. You can see Soph's working the placement a lot, but there's just a little bit missing there. That's the kind of situation where you would want to see her maybe add a bit more acceleration and put the ball down the line really quickly.
Steered that one just beyond the edge of the table.
2-3.
In this situation, when you're looking for aggression, do you find yourself sometimes having to push yourself outside of your comfort zone and play shots that you normally wouldn't?
Yeah, and oh, that's a great rally and a net. It's a long rally.
Fantastic rally.
Lots of backhand to backhand. Yeah, you do have to push yourself. You really do, but you've got to get right to the line and not go past it, because if you get hyper aggressive, you start swinging a little bit too loose. You start hitting a little bit too hard. So you're playing with a ball that weighs next to nothing. You add even the slightest bit of tightness in too much, and it's going to hit the barrier before the table.
Another terrific rally. Super entertaining action here in this women's final. Kim Wang, Sophie Hsu, telling herself, let's go. Calm demeanor of Kim Wang.
Very calm, which is, it's quite interesting for me because their demeanor is almost the total opposite of the style that they're playing.
That's a very good point. Kim Wang, calm demeanor, aggressive power. Sophie Hsu, feisty and competitive, but maybe playing a little more defensively.
2-7.
Result on the scoreboard here in game number 3. It's a 7-2 lead for Kim Wang. Hand wave of apology. Great look at the spin and the ferocity of the rally speed here from that angle.
And you could see also this time a little bit more acceleration from Sophie's backhand side. She needs that. It's, not adding too much extra risk, but it's going to make a big difference.
important point there, you feel, for Kim Wang.
4-8.
Losing a little bit of momentum, but good service point for her to give her an 8-4 lead here in the third game. Coach and husband, Adam Hugh, encouraging Sophie from the sidelines. Kim Wang pins her into the corner for a winner, and the score goes to 9-4.
Super placement there. Right on the white line.
9-5.
Got all of the table that she could get there. Once again, Kim Wang, game point. Looking to take a 3-0 lead in this women's final. Just long. Good gutsy point there from Sophie Hsu.
Definitely she'll want to be playing more like that.
Really forced Kim quite deep and made some defensive lobs, and it paid off in a point. Let just creeps over the net, stays alive. And another one off the net. And the net ultimately costing the point and the game. Kim Wang takes out another one and enjoys a 3-0 lead in this women's final. Sophie Hsu looking for answers, but really not finding any, and Kim is just playing really steadily.
Yeah, we haven't really seen too many instances of her looking uncomfortable or being pushed out of position or off balance. She's always had a very solid foundation in her footwork and her positioning. And that makes an incredible amount of difference. She's always there with enough time to play with really good quality, to choose where she's playing the ball. And, you know, when you're playing at this pace, having that luxury really gives you a massive amount of control over the match. I think one of the things that has been quite prominent is a lot of the opportunities to push long and to play backspin long. We've seen Sophie typically pushing into the backhand side, and Kim really hasn't had too much difficulty with it. It's not really causing her any discomfort. She's able to spin the first ball in and then get ready to follow up with a faster shot. I think for Soph, really it's about trying to play in short when she can, get her away from that backhand foundation, you know, away from that anchor point, then really drill the ball into that part of the table. She needs that first opening to be weaker. And you can see now this time she's opting to push across instead. I wouldn't be surprised if we see her maybe pushing more towards the middle. A lot of players will target the elbow. It's a very uncomfortable position to play from. But she needs to kind of move away from just pushing directly to the backhand each time.
Going at the body of Kim Wang right now.
Bold move there from Kim, trying to change the ball down the line first. Just misses. You can see she's really going for precision. She wants to paint those white lines on the edge of the table. I mean, this is tactically very good. Again, playing the short ball, getting Kim all away from that backhand. I mean, brilliant job from her to recover and still play a great backhand.
Sophie's really in a situation now where there's literally nothing to lose. You just let it all hang out.
I mean, that's just really, really, really good table tennis. You can see Sophie Shu she's covering placement almost 2/3 of the table, and Kim's just still really comfortable moving across that whole space and covering it just with her backhand as well.
Both players incredibly athletic.
You can see Soph just looking for places in her defense. Gets that transition point, that elbow ball where she has to change between backhand and forehand.
2-3.
Vocal encouragement from husband Adam on that point.
He's an energy factory. Played doubles with him before, and he really gets you hyped up. And again, that transition point, that switch between backhand and forehand.
There's Adam. He's got a title to his name. Sophie and Adam, winners of the mixed doubles championship.
It's 1 from 1. That's the only event he entered.
Well,
100% gold.
Make it count. I think Sophie's got bragging rights saying, I'm in 2 finals.
5-2.
And a 5-2 lead in this game, trying to get herself into the win column.
You can see that half-long serve is also going towards that middle area. So we're starting to see some tactical shifts here. She's really hitting that pocket well. That's 4 out of 6 really good points where she's just honed in on that elbow.
Really, for the first time in the match, we're seeing some uncertainty on the face of Kim.
And there it is again.
2-7.
That's pretty exceptional. I mean, to be able to be that precise this many points in a row under this much pressure is testament to a lifetime of training in the sport. She found it again.
7-3.
Great topspin from Kim Wong.
Big point here.
And a big forehand to go with it.
5-point lead for Sophie Shu. Trailing in the match 3 games to love, but leading in this game by 5. Just a fraction long.
Again, just over the end.
5-8.
Always keeps herself on her toes.
Inexpensive point for Kim Wong.
Good connection there between those shots. A bit more power from Kim's forehand.
So after trailing by 5, Kim Wong has trimmed the deficit to 2. Fantastic reflex by Kim Wang off that net court. Changed direction, adjusted, made the shot.
That kind of play makes all the difference. It also psychologically really shows your opponent that you are going to go after everything. You know, whether it hits the net or the edge, whether it's all the way across the other side of the table, you have to show that you're there every single step of the way.
Well, let's have another look at that point. Watch that off the net. Look at the adjustment there from Kim Wang to take the point. Tremendous.
So she's managed to close the gap here. She's only 1 point behind. It's make or break here for Sophie Xu. Also pretty good time for a timeout.
I'm going to say I'm not sure which player called the timeout, but it was a
Sophie,
timeout.
8,
Yeah.
7.
Each player has one timeout to use in the match.
Great start back from the timeout.
Every point is about survival now for Sophie Xu.
Kim again looking for that placement down the line. Did another good job of recovering from that net cord, and then both players settled back in. 3 game points for Sophie Xu.
First time in the match that Sophie Xu has had game points. One game point saved for Kim Wang. She's been waiting such a long time, Kim Wang. Dreaming of winning this title. Tantalizingly close, but facing a game defeat here in game 4.
That's
great
brilliant
shot.
play from both players. I mean, forehand from Sophie Xu was really aggressive.
Terrific point. And the lead is down to 1.
And saves possibly the smartest play that has worked for her so well until this, probably the most decisive point of the match for her so far.
And there you see Coach Adam pointing to his head saying, yeah, way to use your head, Sophie. That was a huge, huge point. First game victory for Sophie Xu. Kim Wang still enjoying a 3-1 lead, but Sophie Xu needed to win 4 in a row to win this title. She's got 1. Can she keep that momentum into the next one?
I think she's on the right track. Obviously, it's still very close in the games, but I think tactically, the tactical shift in the 4th game definitely put her in the right direction. I mean, we saw her really hit that elbow pocket of Kim Wang 6-7 times amidst high pace, immense pressure, and it works almost exclusively every time. So, you know, she's moved away from playing short all the time. She's moved away from pushing straight to the backhand side. Now we're seeing a lot more short serve to the forehand, long into that middle area. And it worked really well for her. It'll be interesting to see how Kim reacts to it, because I feel, you know, for us watching here, it became quite an obvious strategy. So we'll see how she handles that moving into this 5th game.
Best of 7 final.
That's an amazing rally to start the match. And you can really see there's more pressure coming now from Sophie Xu in these rallies. It's not really, you know, one player playing soft, the other one being the aggressor. It's very much balanced now. And it all starts with that beginning placement. And she just, look at that.
An incredible point.
Bit of luck there at the end for Kim Wang. But this from Sophie was really textbook. I mean, the one thing about playing to the elbow is that it's a moving target, and she just kept moving it into the right position every single time.
Sophie Hsu feeling it. Get the sense that for the first time in the match that she can feel a little dent in the armor of their opponent.
Yeah, and it really comes down to the quality of that opening ball.
Sophie Hsu. Matt Hetherington, you said right off the top of the show that Sophie's feisty. She's showing us every bit of that.
Yeah, I mean, she's a player that will constantly look for solutions. It doesn't really matter what the situation is. I mean, in all honesty, a lot of the time she's probably not necessarily aware of what the exact score is. It's just next point, next point, next point. And, you know, having someone like Adam on her bench is helpful for her energy and her demeanor, but also tactically, you know, Adam is a very, very good analytical coach. Of course, Kim has Jung from Auckland as well, so they're really lucky to have amazing coaches helping them out here on the bench.
Couldn't be closer in game 5. We're tied at 3. Sophie Hsu trying to turn the momentum around in this game. Trailed 3 games to love. Won game 4 and dead even now in game 5.
Big point there. Any small lead or advantage feels bigger than 1 point for these players.
Yeah, it's the New Zealand Open national title at stake. And they're feeling every point.
Big forehand counter there from Kim. Probably important to note, and I probably should have mentioned it earlier, but these short pimple rubbers that are so good for flat hitting, they don't produce as much spin. So that kind of top spin lift you see from Sophie can potentially be prime picking for Kim.
4-5.
Is that just because less rotation, easier to read, easier to return?
Yeah, less rotation and usually a little bit more lift, so the ball can sit up a little bit. Slightly tentative there. She's got to keep herself in the zone.
You said earlier, Matt, that it was important for Sophie to stay aggressive, keep the pace on the shots strong. A little tentative on that last shot. Good return from Wang. Into the net, huge point. What a rally. Adam approves. We've learned from the tournament organizers that this will be the final match of the tournament. Unfortunately, there will be a default in the men's final due to injury. So enjoy the final match of what's been an amazing New Zealand Open here in Auckland this year.
Certainly has been. Not a bad match to finish on either.
This is just a ripper. Kim Wang looking for her first national title. Sophie Hsu.
6, 7.
superb wide angle there. Kim Wang really looking to position herself to close things out here.
You don't want to think that you're 3 points away. In the back of your mind, you know it's not far. Make it 2. 9-6 lead for Kim Wang. Sophie Xu must turn it around and win this game to keep the match alive. Into the net, and it is championship point for Kim Wang. Just a wallop. See the pained expression on Kim Wang. The title was on her paddle. Just missed the corner.
Sophie Xu's going to keep that 1 point at a time mentality.
Huge shot.
Attack. Yep. This is where the pressure really starts to build up. That's 2 championship points out of, well, we don't know how many yet. But when you have 4 in hand and you lose half of them, it's definitely a little bit more tension.
Collar gets a little tighter.
I think we'll definitely, well, I think we could see a timeout here.
3 championship points saved by Sophie Xu.
Looks like Kim's going to soldier on here.
And finally, at long last, Kim Wang wins a New Zealand national championship. Sophie Xu made her work for it. My goodness, what a match that was. But Kim Wang is your New Zealand Open champion 2022. Matt, what a match.
Yeah, really, really great match. And lots of tactical shifts, a lot of fast-paced action. Obviously, for a lot of Aucklanders in particular, they'll be really happy to see Sophie back out on the table. It's been a long time. It's a huge thing for her to be back out here in a final. And hopefully we'll see more of her. But Kim Wang, really amazing stuff.
Great stuff. Well, we'll go and have a word with Kim. Thanks very much, Matt. That was a real enjoyable match to call with you. And at long last, Kim Wang, you can call yourself a New Zealand champion. How does that feel?
Oh, I feel like really good. I have been waiting this for like 3 years since 2019 because the COVID hit it. So I have like been prepared each year, but every year just like delayed or canceled. So it's like never like win like the champion title since like 2019. Yeah.
Sophie really made you work for it, coming back with that win in the 4th game. How did you compose yourself after she turned around with that game win?
Oh, because I just make my mind like turn around again. Like I just make myself way behind the points, the scoring, just like way behind. I need like make effort to come back. So that's how my mindset like changed afterwards.
And personally, what are you most pleased about your performance this week?
Like everything, to be honest. Like I quite like worry a little bit, cause like really pleased about my serve. That's like my really like advantage. Yeah. So once I got my serves on, like everything's on.
Well, you can call yourself a New Zealand champion. Kim Wang, congratulations. You are the winner of the tournament this week.
Thank you. And also I want to thank you, thank everyone who helped me to training, and also my boyfriend gave me heap support, and also my coach, everyone who believes me I can win this game. So I really thank you for you guys.
Well, that's very courteous of you, Kim, and congratulations again. Kim Wang, your champion this year at New Zealand Open. And that will do it for us from the Auckland Tennis Centre. It's been a fantastic week here at the New Zealand Open 2022. After 2 years of no tournament due to the pandemic, it's great to see a National Open being played here again in Auckland. So on behalf of the entire team, thank you and so long from Auckland.